Hey everybody, it is Brian, obviously, and over the course of the last 5.5 years, working with tens of thousands of people, man, it's bright in here, working with tens of thousands of people in 83 countries around the world, I have made some discoveries. And being that I help people to dissolve any and all life issues, and people come to me with business issues, health issues, financial issues, relationship issues, communication issues, sexual health, like any kind of disease, anything that you could imagine. People come to me with every type of issue, and I take them to the root every single time. And the root is always something different than they thought it was going to be. And the results are always deeper and more magical and powerful than they thought it was going to be. And a huge number of the people that come to me, especially recently, as people are seeing, wait a minute, that weird woo-woo crazy Hawaiian magic miracle stuff that he's talking about, like people are having miracles. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe this is authentic. Maybe there's actually something worth looking into here. So I've actually worked with billionaires. I've worked with many 7- and 8-figure business owners and people who would have shunned the woo-woo, the magical, the miraculous, the spiritual. And so what I want to talk about on this short video today, I don't know how many minutes I'm going to go, probably as long as I feel like. Welcome everybody. Hey, it's great to see you on. I'm glad you're here with me. Thank you for showing up. So I'm going to start with a question, and the question is, are you engaged in any type of a business endeavor? Anything that is entrepreneurial? Now, you might say, well, no, I sweep the floors, at this company. Well, do you make money from that? Are you engaged in anything where you do work and there's money involved? Are you a network marketer? Are you a salesperson? Do you consider yourself an entrepreneur? Someone who's gotten their ass up off the couch. Welcome everybody. Gotten their ass up off the couch and is actually wanting to, trying to, or engaged in actually doing something. Maybe something other than working a job. Jeez, it is so bright in here, guys. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. Either that or I'm just glowing. I did just get back from 8 days in the Chilean mountains with a bunch of shamans, so I might be growing. Please share this widely, because I want to give you a promise here. I don't know how long I'm going to go today, but I can promise you this. As somebody who has generated over $161 million in 70 plus industries prior to starting my existing business of helping people step into miracles. As someone who has trained salespeople to go from 0 to 6- and 7-figure generators in weeks, even in industries that had been there 30, 40, 50 years. As someone who's been able to go into industries where I didn't know anything, and because I knew the principles of how to create income and value and ideas and create innovative ways of doing business, I've been able to go into industry after industry and generate millions over and over and over and over. Like it's literally, I'm not kidding, it's effortless for me. Okay. I have discovered some things even prior to when I started doing the business that I do now. And I know some principles of generating money. I know some principles of generating income. I know principles of how to get an idea, get a couple testimonials, help a couple people, and leverage that into 6 and 7 figures in less than 90 days. And I've done it literally dozens of times. Okay, I don't say that to brag, although I don't mind bragging. I advise bragging at every opportunity. Thanks, David. And I also am not just bragging. I'm saying this to get a picture into your mind of what is possible when you get principles, not practices, not policies, not procedures, not practices, but principles. Okay? And what I want to do today, I got inspired. I want to make this video to accomplish a couple things for myself and as many things for as many people as I possibly can. And I have some insights and I have some ideas that I want to share. I went for a walk this morning, got back to Hawaii last night after almost 2 months on the road and a week in Chile with these amazing shamans. And I am inspired. And this information. I'm talking to you who's listening, you. It can change your entire life. If you're a salesperson, it can change your company. It can change your career. If you're a network marketer, this is going to transform the network marketing world. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of people waking up. You know what? I don't want to respond to too many comments. I want to stay on the flow, but you just landed on one of my favorite points. It ain't bragging if you can do it. We've been programmed by society, by education, to not toot our own horns and to not stand out and kind of, fade back a little bit and be artificially humble. I say fuck that. Like that's not how you grow a business. That's not how you grow a life. And it's some of the worst advice we've ever gotten. So when people get pissed off at you for shining, crank it up, man. Crank it up. All right? So consider this now. Entrepreneurialism or being on the couch or being an employee. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. There's nothing wrong with being on the couch. You do what the hell you want to do. Entrepreneurialism. People that are involved with sales, people that are involved with making something happen, people that are involved with creating something, people that are getting off the couch, out of their house, and actually wanting to move something and create something for themselves. That's really who I'm talking to right now. That's what this particular video is focused on. So again, if you're getting anything out of it, at the minute you feel like there's value coming, please share this. Mark my words, those people are going to come back and thank you. Okay, so let me get to the point here. There is a shift in consciousness that is happening across the planet. We can't deny it. Anyone who's not aware of that, needs to just flip their TV back on and go back to sleep. And there's nothing wrong with that either, because we're all here for whatever we're here for. But the shift of consciousness is happening. It is unprecedented. It's bigger than anything that's ever happened in history. And like every trend, like every shift, when the wave starts to rise, there's going to be two main groups of people. There's going to be those who paddle their surfboard. They see the wave rising. They climb on their surfboard. They paddle out to meet the wave. They get up to speed, and they ride that motherfucker to outrageous abundance and wealth and ease and joy. And not to mention, wow, the ecstasy of riding the freaking wave to paradise, okay? And those always just rise beyond even companies that have been there for years or decades. The other group of people is those who say, I don't see no wave, and I don't know, I don't really trust it. I'll wait and see. And they always get washed away by the wave, and eventually some of them end up turning around and getting on top of the wave. But we're stepping in right now to a wave that's unprecedented. This idea that Jesus and Buddha and all the great seers and all the great knowers talked about for thousands of years. Jump on, Andy. And the stuff that Einstein and Tesla, the greatest minds of modern times, they talked about this wave. And the wave, the shift, is a movement from... Now, everybody take a couple deep breaths here. You want to really get this. The movement from the idea of Newton's paradigm that we are meat suits in a machine. Go later and Google clockwork universe and you'll see what I'm talking about. Newton said that we are little chunks of meat in a gigantic machine, and that is what almost everybody on this planet feels like. You can deny it if you want. I work with the wisest, most wealthy, brilliant people that have been involved in personal dev, and they're out there looking like they have their shit together. People that write books, people that are therapists and energy workers and healers that are working with thousands of people. Sometimes are the most stuck and the most miserable. No offense, it's just happens. They come to me and I help them get unstuck. All right? And we're all talking about how everything is energy, and that we're no longer into oh God, who did I just say? The Newtonian paradigm of a little meat suit in a machine driven by fate, and we're all basically fucked. A lot of us know better. A lot of us are talking about how we're all one and that it's all energy. But look at how you're living your life. And be honest feel yourself from when you wake up in the morning, you start your day, and you go through your day doing your stuff, and you go through work, and you do stuff. Very often we feel like we're little meat suits in a giant machine that's going to grind us to hamburger. We're going to die, at the hands of fate, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it. Be completely honest, okay? Don't you feel like that much or most of the time? Almost everybody feels it almost all of the time. Well, what the great seers and knowers through all time saw when they woke up and they broke free, they actually realized, oh my God, there's no clock here, there's no machine, and I'm not separate. We're actually one, and the universe is actually energy in a state of infinite possibilities. And of course they went public, and most of them got shot or stabbed or crucified or whatever. And finally the world has reached the place where people are willing to hear it. Einstein was able to say it. Nobody hung him on a cross or anything. Tesla said it. Napoleon Hill, though he toned it down quite a bit, he said it. There's a lot of authors, a lot of mentors, a lot of great speakers and teachers today that are talking about this. Very, very, very few living it, and even less able to effectively help people experience. Now I'm going to put in a little plug for myself here. One of the greatest out of the thousands and thousands of comments and testimonials that I've received in the last 5 years, one lady who's a mentor and teacher and healer and energy worker, she said to me, she said, Brian, Greg Braden and Dr. Joe Dispenza and Deepak and all these great, amazing leaders and teachers, they're so powerful and amazing at helping us to see these ideas and think about these ideas and talk about these ideas. But 3 minutes with you and I was experiencing it. And I feel like she's on target. That's what people experience. Now let me do, while I'm being self-serving for a minute, let me just say this. All of you who have ever experienced my work, if you have experienced anything like that, please comment. And just say, so other people can see you've experienced my work, and yeah, wow, you experience miracles, magic, and infinite possibilities. And it's once you experience it, it's undeniable. Okay? Now, let me get back to my focus here, my thread. The fact is, the truth behind it all, the secret behind the secret, is that there is no physical universe here. Einstein said, regarding matter in the universe, we've been completely wrong. There is no matter. There's nothing physical here. There's only vibratory frequencies showing up in a way that our brain is programmed to sense and experience it as physical. Now that's just mind-blowing, and we stretch and we strain and we try to understand that, but we can't. You can only experience it. You can't understand it. But here's the bottom line of what I'm saying. When you get, God, even a momentary epiphany, when you get, oh my God, there's no physical universe here. The minute you do, you have to look at all of your beliefs about relationships and life and your limitations. And then what I want to challenge you to do, what I want to encourage you to look at is to consider this. What about business? What about business? What about success? What about money? Because if there ain't no physical universe here, and if I'm right that 99.9% of all businesses on the planet are still living and doing business out of the Newtonian paradigm, meat suits in a machine competing and fighting for scarce opportunity. Let me ask a theoretical question here. If you are an entrepreneur, if you own a company, if you're a billionaire, or if you're a brand new salesperson in a company, or if you're a distributor that just started for a network marketing company, I'm going to challenge you with everything I have here to really think about this. If you're a being of infinite energy and information in an infinite sea of energy and information in a state of infinite possibilities, if this is not woo-woo fluffy bullshit, if this is actually true, and if the entire energy of all the universe, including yourself, arises and passes away, a septillion times per second, always new, always in a state of infinite possibilities, always in a state of perpetual grace and innocence, able to start over again with no score held against you by any imaginary being in the sky with a pitchfork or a lightning bolt ready to zap you, if it is true that you're an infinite being of energy in a state of infinite possibilities in an infinite energy universe, but you're living your business as if you were a separate meat suit in a limited physical universe that is conspiring together to kick your ass and limit you, and that there's limited resources and you have to fight in battle to get your share of the bananas. What might happen if instead of taking another sales course, what might happen if instead of trying to find a better way to manipulate and lie, what if instead of trying to recruit more people faster by using the next software program, what if you opened up to infinite possibilities? What if you said, infinite being of energy, infinite universe of possibility. What's possible that no one's ever thought of? What could be done that no one's ever done? What could be created that no one's ever created? What magic, effortless, miraculous way of doing what I want to do could I find right now if I let go of everything that I think I know? Because according to all the great masters and teachers and seers, the only problem is what you think and believe you know. Because what you think and believe you know, in an infinite universe of energy, whatever you think and believe that you know condenses into matter. It condenses into what seems to exist, reality. Now, it's still not real, but we're hypnotized to believe it is and to experience that it is, and therefore that's what we have to deal with. And then we spend the rest of our precious energy and infinite possibilities battling with what is instead of creating what could be.